Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be back. This is a fabulous idea. Whoever it is, I really appreciate Saturday. I'm happy to be back, as I said. About today's speech, the idea is, it came to me about a week ago when I was having lunch with one of my friends. And we go to a sports bar and there's 15, 20 TVs on. And all those TVs, there's news into, there's sports, there's a whole bunch of channels going on. And he turns to me and he says, "This is depressing. Every TV, every screen you look at, there's something controversial, something depressing, something annoying going on." And I think to myself, you're right. Look around. International events, local news, national news, sports, the last bastion of fun, entertainment. Everywhere you look, something or the other is going wrong. You wake up every morning, no matter what side of the political aisle, which side of the religious background, what side of racial background that you stand on, there's something or the other that's happening every day. Conversations, comments that make your blood boil. I'm here today to talk about quite the opposite. Today I'm going to talk about heroes. Today I'm going to talk about people who balance all that's bad in the world. In fact, I would say, let's talk about the people who not only balance but surpass what the bad things are in the world. And I have a challenge for you after that. Think about it. When you say hero, there's a definition, the person who achieves and has something greater than everybody else. But I would argue that everyone is a hero. Everyone, if you look around, ask yourself this question: who's your hero? There's entertainers, maybe not Weinstein and Cosby's, but John talked about Oprah. There are football players, there's players. Every kid you ask, they have some player or somebody who's achieved something that is their idol, that is their hero. Some people, if you ask, Mother Teresa, Gandhi, MLK. Some people talk about firefighters. Some people talk about people who ran towards to save people in Vegas. Who is your hero? Think about it. Mine was my mom. Right? She worked 3 jobs, not missing a single thing, not missing a beat. There is a hero in every one of us. There is a hero in every one of you. I want you to think about who that person is that looks up to you. It could be your kid, could be your nephew, could be your family member, could be your neighbor, and why they look up to you. I want you to channel that. At this point, and this day and age, at this time, it is upon us and every one of us to change the very fabric of the society and what is happening. 100 years ago, people say, oh, things were different then. 50 years ago, people say things were different then. You ask your parents, they say things were different then. And they all conclude that things were better, way, way better. Fast forward 25 years, I want you to think about how you would behave, what you would contribute and do to make us look back and say, oh, the things were different then. They were so much worse. I want you to not only think about everything you hear and think about your first reaction. Think about the people. Think about a child's smile. I want you to have that image of an innocent smile. Think about a kid. Think about a family who hasn't eaten in 3 days and has their first meal. Think about a person. Think about a homeless guy in San Francisco who put up a sign. And the sign read, and I saw this, and the sign read, "This is the bearded guy who was sitting here all these years. Now I have a job." Think of these things. And I want you not only to think of these things, I want you to spread those things. Every aspect, every time you hear something that's not good enough, every time you think of something that makes you disgusted, every time you think of something that makes you sad and depressed, I want to counter that with something positive, something beautiful. And I want you, every one of us, to bring out our inner hero. I want you not only to do this, I want you to tell this to everyone. I want you to tell that to your neighbor, to your kids, to your spouse. I want you to change the culture. We are all here like-minded people. We're here. We're not judging each other. We have something in common. People go to church. You say, oh, I do this. I do charity work. I do all of these things. We, us friends, get together and talk about good things. But you talk about those because you're like-minded. We're here because we're like-minded. People go to church and temple. They are like-minded. Think of a person you have nothing in common about. Political views. It could be racial. It could be anything. There needs to be some level of innocence in the world that needs to be established, re-established. Who's with me? As you think about this, I want you to stand up. I want you to make that difference. I want you, don't be shy, it's okay. And if you don't believe in it, that's fine. I want you to stand up. I'm not recruiting you to follow some cult. I want you to stand up and think about a thing. Close your eyes and think about something beautiful, something wonderful that happened to you in the last 10 days, last 10 minutes. Maybe it's John's speech. Think about somebody you love. Think about something wonderful that has nothing to do with your family, with your religion, with people you know. Think of the people who are doing so much better in the world, so many good things in the world. Just take a moment, and I want you to be that change. I want you to be that person. I want you to be that force, and join me to change the world. Thank you.
Change the world. That's fantastic. Please write your comments for Mr. Sanjay and pass him out his